Hi, I'm Mrs. Mainwaring and I teach sociology at Dyffryn Ammon. I'm going to talk to you today about what sociology is and what career prospects you could expect with an A level or going on to degree. So, sociology is the study of humans' interactions in groups and individually as part of society, and it's how the individual affects society through the key social institutions. So, what we know as making up our world as we know it: the family, education, media, criminal justice system, religion, and work. So, if you choose to take sociology, these are the kind of things that we'll be studying. There's a lot of theory involved and new concepts, some of which might be familiar to you and some you probably wouldn't have heard of before. And these include functionalism, new right, Marxism, feminism, interactionism, postmodernism. Marxism and feminism are usually the ones students know most about, but the other ones are things that we learn about throughout the course. We also look at how there are inequalities within society based on class, ethnicity, gender, and age. They're sort of the key categories that we look at. We consider some of the government legislation and social policy. That's the laws that have been made and how they've changed over time, how that affects society. And as well as that, we'll study a lot of current social issues, so things that are happening right now in the news. There are lots of big ones you could think of, and these are really good for discussions and debates. There's also a section in sociology called research methods, which spans the 2 years, and it's really looking at how research is conducted and how data is gathered on various social issues. So this is, if you ever look on the government website, any kind of statistics you look for is always done by social research. So that's how you will begin learning it at A level. Things like marriage rates, divorce rates, exam results, immigration figures, different family types, crime rates, any types of statistics that you know or that you see online, they come from social research. So we look into that. So these are the units of work that will be covered over the 2 years. In year 12 and term 1, we look at how we acquire culture, and then we consider the family. And in term 2, we look at the education system and research methods. And we focus on the family and the education as two of the key institutions of society and how and why they've changed over time. Then going into year 13, term 1, we look at crime and deviance, focus on the criminal justice system, how the media can impact on our perception of crime, and how certain groups are more vilified by the media, such as working class youths, different ethnic backgrounds, different age groups, and gender. And then in term 2, we look at social inequality. And again, those key areas that we've just talked about: class, gender, ethnicity, and how there are inequalities in society through those. And then in term 2, we look at social inequality. And again, those key areas that we've just talked about: class, gender, ethnicity, and how there are inequalities in society through those. How you'll be assessed. So AS level, there are 2 exams. The first paper is an hour and 15 minutes, and that's worth 15% of your overall qualification. That's on the family. The second paper then is Education and Research Methods, 2 hours long, 25% of your total qualification. And then A2, again, it's 2 written papers. Crime and Deviance is the first paper. That's worth 25% of your qualification. And Social Inequality and Research Methods is your last paper. That's worth 35% of your qualification. So it's combined over the 2 years, you get a combined grade. There isn't any coursework in sociology, which some people like and some don't. So this is something you need to weigh up and think about when you're taking this course. So degree options for higher education, for going on to university. Of course, there are other options if you're doing apprenticeships or vocational courses. But for degrees, these are some of the examples that people like to or tend to go into. You might go on to study sociology at degree level, but there are lots of other subjects that kind of overlap. Of course, it does depend what other A-levels you take, but you can see there you've got a really good list of options. So what careers you could expect to get as well? Again, similar to depending on what degree you go into, there are so many options with sociology, which is why it's so versatile and such a good option. You've got a lot of students who choose the subject, go into nursing, doing health and social care of some kind, or any health services. Law, quite a few students choose policing or working in the prison system. And of course, some of the things that we cover at A2 with crime and deviance fits in really well with that. Human resources, teaching, social work or any social services, non-profit work, journalism, because of course you've got a lot of focus on the media, current affairs, politics, counselling, government work, and really good skills, transferable skills if you're looking at any kind of business or even self-employment. So your options are really varied. So what skills you develop taking A-level sociology? You're learning a lot of new diverse perspectives and concepts, which really opens your mind to new ideas and new ways of thinking, and how to argue persuasively, because you're always looking at opposing theories. There are always theories and concepts within sociology that disagree with one another, which leads us also into how you interpret and evaluate your evidence. So you are learning how to not just learn what theory is, but how you interpret that, what it means to you, how you understand it, and how it fits into your view of the world and society. Researching and analysing data, which comes under the research methods. Effective communication, still very key, important when you're going into university and careers, because there's a lot of written and oral work done in the subject, lots of discussions and debates, learning how to structure essays effectively, and working in groups and understanding group dynamics as well. And that covers everything. So I hope this has been of use to you. I'm available if there are any questions you want to ask, and I look forward to hopefully seeing some of you take sociology. Thank you.